OEBO that they would exceed the gross revenue size limits and would not apply for recertification. As a reminder, SBEs are evaluated from a size perspective on the average of the trailing 3 years of their gross revenues verified by tax returns at the time of certification or recertification. There certainly are other qualifiers as well. As described in this morning's presentation with the final passage of the ordinance at the March 12th board meeting and subsequent filing with the state of Florida, our SBEs will have the ability to receive certification within the new size limits. They subsequently will be able to participate in any existing contracts. For clarity, those primes who have been advised that they have subs who are no longer eligible for participation in the OEBO program and have not finalized agreements with another certified SBE can use any appropriate vendor with the OEBO certification, including those that may be coming back into the program with the passage of this ordinance and approved certification. However, we are projecting that the earliest time that a vendor could be certified under the new ordinance would be on or about March 14th. For this to occur, a vendor who is not currently certified will immediately need to, this week, apply for expedited certification under the proposed new ordinance. With that response, we're prepared for any questions.
Very good. Anybody have any? Oh, that was fast. Commissioner Bernard.
Thank you very much, Madam Mayor. How would we communicate with those potential vendors to apply for the expedited permit?
So those vendors are currently in our database, so we will send a notification to them that certification, that they could come back and apply for certification in the program.
Follow up, Madam Mayor?
No, you go right ahead. It's a workshop.
Do we have, is it still, how many vendors? Is it just the 5 or other vendors?
It's just the 5 that, in this time period that you asked us for, there were 5. But there are other vendors that have expired or have outgrown the program that will be notified. So what we can do is send a notice to all certified vendors, which will include everyone that has expired, because we can pull the list to show who's expired and who needs to receive notice. We can send it to those vendors via email.
Okay.
And we can also, I apologize for interrupting, we can place it on our website, we can do a public, we can go through public affairs to post a notice that certification is available for those that have expired.
I just want to make sure, what I'm hoping is that we can find a way to communicate with those vendors, and so in that way, you know, they get the information that's needed. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Sure. Do you send them personal notice? I mean, do we send them like U.S. mail as well as through other electronic means?
We typically go through the automated system where it goes to their email, but we are happy to send out mail. We can do that through the system.
Commissioner Bernard, would that satisfy your inquiry on that issue?
Yes, Madam Mayor.
Okay, I think that would be, I really find that would be appropriate, besides electronic mail, is to send U.S. Post Office notification to those vendors. And that may satisfy that inquiry by the commission. Commissioner Baxter, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. So that was actually my original question was about communication. How many vendors do we have currently at risk of that are under contract right now of expiring, graduating, however we'd like to?
Commissioner, I think we need time to go back and look into who's received a 30-day notice, who's received a 60-day notice. I don't think we have that information available. We can certainly send it to you immediately after the meeting.
I thought that was part of the original question, was how many have expired, how many are at risk of expiring.
May I answer?
Yes.
It's difficult for us to tell you how many are at risk of expiring because their certifications run every 3 years. And so recertification comes back, and that's how we would determine it. We need to see their tax returns. We wouldn't know who's at risk until we are in a position to review their documentation, which would support their size standards.
So even as long as they qualify, regardless of their the size, they're good for 3 years? So it's not 3 years or the size?
there are a combination of things. There is the size standard. The size standard can determine whether or not you are no longer eligible. The other indicator would be if you're at your 3 years and you choose not to renew.
Do we check their returns every year regardless of their expiration? Okay, so that was what I was asking. Thank you.
Yes, Commissioner Woodward, you're recognized.
So are we notifying all those with contracts about the new size standards and the ability for them to keep their subs even if they're about to graduate? Is that, because I know we're about to pass it, is that going to be something that they know about right now, that this is probably coming?
Yes, but if their subs will still need to certify,
Right.
Before they can use them, but yes.
But where are we going through the primes who have the contracts to let them know in hopes that they also can communicate with their subs that they need to recertify? And, okay, so, because it's really two things. We have new size standards and also the ability to continue the contract even if they graduate. So both of those are being communicated to the
Yes,
primes?
they will
Okay,
be.
thank you.
May I?
Yes.
Commissioner Woodward, we will also work with our partner, AGC and others that we partner with, to share with them a synopsis of what this board has determined we're moving forward with in the modifications. So we're going to be looking for them to also assist us in getting out the word and reiterating what the board is doing.
Very good. Any other questions? Staff that has stayed till this time, and any comments? Yes.
I have one.
Madam Mayor, we need to make a motion to approve the item on the preliminary reading. I don't have the exact paperwork in front of me.
We're about to do that. We're about to do that. So if there's no other questions or comments, and then.
I do
That's my
have a
motion.
question. Just one question, clarification, and this is for legal, yes. I know we want to get the word out, et cetera, et cetera. We're going to need to frame that language because the board hasn't adopted it yet. And so we don't want to get ahead of ourselves. So we'll work with you on informing people that it's coming, it should be adopted on March 14th.
12.
And if it's adopted, then it'll become standard. I don't want to send something out and then something happens and we don't. So we need to
To make clear.
be careful on the language.
Thank you, Madam Administrator.
All right, very good. So if there are no other questions or comments, I believe Commissioner Bernard, you have
I made the
a
motion.
motion?
Mhm.
Okay, and the Vice Mayor has second. All those for it? Anybody opposed? See that it passes unanimously. All right? I don't think there's anything else before the board at this time. I just want to thank you
Comments?
for a long day, and I know that Commissioner Weiss has some comments that he wants to say. So before we get to him, do we have any comments by the attorney?
No comments.
Okay, by our good administrator here?
Okay.
And any comments and by, let's start with Commissioner Weiss.
Thank you very much, Mayor. I'd like to, without objection, give direction to staff to explore the installation of a plaque at the West Boynton Park in remembrance of Noah Klein in collaboration with the West Boynton Little League. Noah Klein was a longtime participant of the West Boynton Little League, passed away from pediatric brain cancer on February 17, 2023, at the age of 13. Through the installation of the plaque, West Boynton Little League would like to remember Noah and also to inspire others to play like Noah.
I don't think there's any other questions. See that it passes unanimously. Commissioner Barnett, any comments?
No comments. Thank you.
Very good. Commissioner Woodward,
No comments.
Commissioner Bernard,
No comments.
Vice Mayor?
This is the week of the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches. I would invite all of you out. It's a great venue, and we are sponsors, so please attend. And thank you to the county for being a partner with this event and keeping it here in Palm Beach County. And with that, I'll see you out there.
Very good. Thank you, Vice Mayor. And Commissioner Baxter.
I just want to thank staff, really, for all their hard work, and my fellow commissioners. We've had some discussions today, very long day, but some very good, robust conversations, so thank you, and thank you to everyone that helped put all this together. I'm sure it wasn't easy to our government affairs team, making sure that we all had mics, we all had made this possible, so we could all sit up here. Just thank you.
I want to thank everybody for really good conversation. You know, we may disagree on issues, but we agree that we all want the best for our constituents and for the county as a whole. And so I love it when we can come together like this, and although I do like the other venue better than this one, because I speak a little louder, and I want to thank everybody, the staff who brought us all together, but especially thank my commissioners, and my colleagues for making this sort of a fun place to work. Appreciate it very much. Thank you. And with that, we are adjourned for the day.